Wolverines taking a 24-17 lead to the fourth quarter here. The final game in the big house for these seniors. Michigan playing inspired football since the tough injury to Zach Zinter. Appeared to get rolled up on and left on a cart. Since then, Michigan has been, well, they've been playing very well, let's just say that. The first offensive snap was a Blake Corum 22-yard touchdown run. The defense forced a 3 and out.
Yeah.
And now Michigan is driving again. They got a 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Michigan's run total now over 100 yards, 111 rushing yards.
And I like the mix of how they started this drive, and it was Donovan Edwards for 5, and then they put Roman Wilson in motion, threw him a nice little out route, and allowed him some room and space to be able to pick up that first, which there was a little fight at the end, a little drive to pick up the first, but he was able to do it. Now they got a fresh set of downs, and at midfield, or just shy of midfield, they've got Ohio State right now trying to figure out, hey, they've got Loveland has been effective, A.J. Barner has been effective, some out routes to Roman Wilson, and some of the receivers have been effective, yet Michigan has also been able to get the run game going. So we'll see what this Michigan offense comes out with to start the fourth quarter, but Ohio State's got to be scratching their head right now and somewhat guessing on what Michigan's going to be doing.
Injury news. Will Johnson's been out the last series. He has a wrap on his calf. I've been told that he's questionable for returning.
Okay. Well, that would be a huge loss for the Michigan defense. But they ran that whole last defensive series without him. Jaden McBurrows was playing the nickel corner, and Mikey Sanristel had moved out to the wide side to take on Marvin Harrison Jr. Michigan forced a 3 and out. All right, here we go in the fourth quarter. In the game, Michigan from the 46-yard line. It's JJ, toss sweep. Donovan Edwards, he's going to throw. He's got a man out there. It's Colston Loveland at the 30, inside the 25, and dragged down at the 19-yard line of the Buckeyes. Donovan Edwards completes a pass on the first play of the fourth quarter for 34 yards to Colston Loveland.
We saw that 2 years ago in the Big Ten championship game, and Donovan kept telling me, hey, keep an eye on it, keep an eye on it. We're going to be doing it again, and here they pull it out in the game.
Definitely throws the ball better than Khalil Mullins.
Yes, that's right. That was last year,
That
too.
was last year.
Yeah. They mark it at the 20-yard line to the Buckeyes. Michigan leading by 7, clock running, 14-15 to go in the game. Ball on the right hash. Gotta hurry. Play clock down to 3 to 2. JJ claps his hands. Inside handoff. Blake Corum sneaks through a hole and gets down to about the 18-yard line.
Oh, my goodness. Max Bredesen got himself a Buckeye.
I know you love to see that, John. You definitely got a pancake right there.
Oh, we got a pancake. He's blocking to the whistle, and then every once in a while, you might be able to go just a split second later.
Wolverines go 4 wide here from the Ohio State 18-yard line. 2nd down and 8. 13:30 to go in the ball game. Michigan with a 7-point lead. Now they motion Colston Loveland back into the line. JJ takes the snap, handoff to Edwards, running right, cuts upfield, close to the 15-yard line, a gain of 3, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
When you set the tenor, like Max Bredesen did on that last play, I'm surprised that they tried to get to the edge. When you got guys that are blocked in the way that he is, getting into these Ohio State defensive linemen and linebackers, driving them off the ball, the best place to go is right at them. And now you're sitting here looking at 3rd and 5, and the field is a little bit tighter down here in the red zone.
Michigan just 1 of 8 on 3rd down, but I believe the 1 was the touchdown pass to Roman Wilson. They're from the Ohio State 15-yard line. 3rd and 5, 3 receivers, split left, ball on the right hash. JJ takes the snap, quick wide receiver screen. Samaj Morgan gets out of 1 tackle, tries to fight outside, but here come the Buckeyes, and he'll be dropped for what appears to be about a 4-yard loss. So the Ohio State defense stiffens, and that's going to bring on James Turner for a very important field goal attempt.
Yeah, got to be able to go up 2 scores here. But they brought Max Bredesen in motion, thinking that bringing him back in and only leaving 1 receiver out there might dissuade Ohio State from thinking that was going to be a wide receiver screen. They were having nothing of it, and there wasn't much room for Samaj Morgan to do much of anything out there.
Ball be spotted on the 28-yard line, a 38-yard attempt for James Turner. Snap is good, hold is good, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And Michigan extends the lead to 10 points with a James Turner field goal, his second of the second half. And Michigan leads 27-17 here in Ann Arbor.
Going up 2 scores, that's a big thing here in this fourth quarter. Not a lot of time left, not a lot of possessions left. Michigan's got to find a way to get a stop on this one.
Back in Ann Arbor, Doug Karsh, John Jansen, Jason Avant down on the field. Tommy Doma will kick off. Michigan leading by 10 here, fourth quarter. And Xavier Johnson will come over and let this one, it'll go out of bounds as Doman just hooked that one right out of bounds, and Ohio State will take over on the 35-yard line.
It's got to be like a golf swing where you just try and hit it so hard you end up shanking it, and that is exactly what happened there. It shanked it right out of bounds, and Ohio State will get the ball at the 35.
So the Michigan defense here has a 10-point lead to protect, and
That's
just
like
under 12 minutes left in the ballgame.
He's corrected that. Early in the year, he did that a few times.
Yeah, I think he told Coach Harbaugh that somebody invaded his personal space.
He was feeling crowded on the kickoff. He wanted him to give him a little more space. Fans getting into this one. Ohio State trails by 10. Travion Henderson in the backfield. Shotgun from McCord. Handoff to Henderson, running right. Fights out close to the 40-yard line, where Mason Graham brings him down. And Michigan again playing defense here without Will Johnson.
Without Will Johnson, and they've got Rayshon Benny in there. Mason Graham. Ohio State's going to attack the center of that defense.
Second down and 5, handoff to Henderson, running right, 40, 45, knocked out of bounds. As he's got the first down out close to the 50, Mike Barrett, the man that got the stop. 7 yards for Travion Henderson before he was knocked out of bounds by Barrett.
You're going to have to find a way to defeat a block. You can't stay blocked, can't be Velcro. That time Jalen Harrell got reached by Fryer, the right tackle.
Ohio State's got it out to their own 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Pistol formation, McCord in a shotgun. Henderson behind him. McCord, play action, back to pass. Going to take a shot down the far sideline. Up and caught. Is he inbounds? He is. Inside the 30, it's Fleming, marked out of bounds at the Michigan 25-yard line. Ohio State has taken 3 plays to get the ball down to the Michigan 25. Rod Moore, the man in coverage.
When you have the explosive players that Ohio State has, whether it's Igbuka, Harrison Jr., I'd even put Julian Fleming in there, and then coming out of the backfield, Travion Henderson and Cade Stover, their tight end. I mean, they are a very dangerous offense that can score and move the ball quickly.
Got to get to the quarterback. Ohio State with McCord, going to fire it to Henderson, and he bounces it to him short in the right flat.
That one might have been tipped. I think Derek Moore might have gotten a hand on that ball. Yeah, I think he got a hand on that ball, and that's good because Travion Henderson had a lot of green grass in front of him, trying to leak him out into the right flat, running everybody else downfield. So much concern for Marvin Harrison Jr. Sometimes that's going to happen, and you got to be able to bat some balls or pressure the quarterback. 2nd and 10
from the 25-yard line. McCord in a shotgun, takes the snap, hands it to Henderson, running right, and he'll get a couple of yards. Junior Colson leading the Michigan tacklers there, the Wolverine leading tackler. And a gain of 2 on 2nd and 10. Clock running, 10-10 to go. Michigan up 10 points.
Yeah, now presented with 3rd down, this is where you got to have hyper-awareness of where Marvin Harrison is.
Ohio State 3 of 8 on 3rd down. They sub a player in late. Michigan can choose to sub if they want. They don't.
And you got Mikey Sanders still man-to-man on Marvin Harrison Jr.
Empty backfield now for Ohio State. 3rd down and 8. McCord in a shotgun. Now they motion Xavier Johnson back there. And they'll hand it off to him. Inside handoff, 20, 15. He's got the first down. They run it with the wide receiver, and he picks up 9 on 3rd and 8.
It's a tough offense to defend. Michigan's done a good job most of the day, but all the attention was on the edge as they were motioning guys around, trying to get matchups with receivers and defensive backs. Everybody lost track of what was going on in the backfield with Xavier Johnson.
Ohio State at the Michigan 14-yard line. 1st and 10. McCord in a shotgun. Henderson in the backfield. Inside 9 minutes to go. Michigan up 27-17. McCord takes the snap. Handoff to Henderson, running right, and the Wolverines plug the hole there. Big Kenneth Grant leading the way for Michigan. Give him a yard on 1st down.
Give him a yard on 1st down, and hey, I'm okay with them taking a little bit of time on this drive. The clock is not an issue right now, but the more time that clicks off, this is still a 2-possession game.
2nd down and 9 for the Buckeyes from the Michigan 13-yard line. Ball's on the right hash. McCord's got 3 receivers split wide left. Marvin Harrison being guarded by Jaden McBurrows. Back to pass is McCord looking over the middle. He's got a crossing Marvin Harrison, and he will walk into the end zone for an Ohio State touchdown.
I don't know how you can lose sight of where Marvin Harrison is, and there's really no secret to this one. They just brought him in motion, lined up a little bit tighter, brought him across the front of the formation, and they were able to get a matchup with Junior Colson on Marvin Harrison. And that's not a great matchup for Michigan.
14-yard touchdown reception by Marvin Harrison cuts the Michigan lead to 27-23. Fielding on for the extra point. Snap is good. Hold is good, and the kick is also good. And Michigan's lead is chopped down to 3 again, 27-24. Oh boy, 8:05 to go in the game, and Michigan on top by 3. The Wolverines will get the football back. This is Michigan football from Learfield, who saw most of the first 1,000 wins and probably will be working the next 1,000 wins. Hey, this year gift something wonderful with Holiday Instants from the Michigan Lottery with top prizes up to $500,000. They're sure to add more than a little wonder to the holiday season. So here we go. Ohio State kicking off to Michigan with 8:05 left, and Michigan leading 27-24.
Yeah, Michigan needs to find a way to continue to convert first downs, protect the football. That's going to be the biggest key, is to make sure that if you have the ball in your hands, JJ, make good decisions, get the team in the right play, make sure you got the right personnel out there, and if you got the ball in your hands as a carrier, protect it at all costs.
Fielding's kickoff will come down to Samaj Morgan, who will let it sail into the end zone, and Michigan will take over at the 25-yard line. So, John, Michigan shorthanded offensively now and defensively. Will Johnson out with what appears to be a wrap on his calf. Michigan's already lost Zach Zinter to a pretty significant leg injury. So now it's Trente Jones at right tackle and Carson Barnhart at right guard.
Well, and here's one of the things. When I talk to Jerome Moore about this offensive line, they are all the time going with different combinations throughout practice because you never know what can happen. And he's talked about 8, 9, 10 guys that have the ability to play, and here we go.
Blake Corum in the backfield. JJ from a shotgun, back to pass. Going to fire quickly, and he's got Cornelius Johnson at the 30, and he is wrangled out of bounds there for a gain of 6.
Yeah, nice protection. And I actually like the opportunity for Carson Barnhart to get in there at guard. It's a more natural position for him. The athletic ability that Trente Jones provides at that tackle position, I think it's going to be a nice combination.
Denzel Burke was the man who wrangled Johnson out of bounds. Now the Wolverines with a stack formation left. Now they bring Colston Loveland in motion. JJ in a shotgun on 2nd and 4. Blake Corum in the backfield. JJ looks to the sidelines. Only 6 on the play clock. Got to hurry, JJ. With 3, 2, and handoff. Blake Corum up the middle, and he'll get a yard, maybe 2, before he's driven backwards by the Buckeyes. Michael Hall Jr. leading the tacklers, and a big third down here.
Boy, you got to find a way to pick this one up. And we've seen them do it a number of different ways. Obviously, the touchdown to Roman, that would be ideal. But it's a big shot right now. We've seen Colston Loveland coming out of the backfield on a fourth down.
How about JJ keep it on the zone read here? 3rd and 2. JJ is going to throw. Back to pass. Fires. And he's got his man for a first down across the 35 out to the 36-yard line. Was that Cornelius?
It was. And I tell you what, great job by Cornelius running that route. So many times we see guys run routes and they come up short, they catch the ball, and they can't get to that first down marker. He catches it 1 yard on the plus side of that first down marker, gets pushed back, but forward progress gives him that first down. That's a great route.
11th consecutive completion for JJ.
Yeah, he ran short last week on a third down. This week he corrected it, ran past the first down.
Get better every week.
Clock running. 6:05 to go. JJ in a shotgun. Corum behind him, pistol formation, hand off to Corum. Corum bounces over a tackler and across the 40 out to the 42-yard line. A gain of 6 on first down for Blake Corum.
They pulled Keegan from that left guard position, brought him around, set up that run beautifully, and Blake Corum was able to find a little bit of space in there, and that's all he needs.
Clock running, 5:40 to go. Michigan leading 27-24. Wolverines have moved the ball out to their own 42-yard line. Khalil Mullings now in the game in the backfield along with Donovan Edwards. On 2nd down and 4. JJ in a shotgun, taking his time. Claps his hands. Handoff, Edwards running left, and Donovan's got the first down across the 40, out to the 43-yard line, still pushing near the 50 as the Wolverines scrummed up and pushed Donovan forward, and that fires up the fans here at the Big House. A gain of 8 for Donovan Edwards, and the Wolverines get a fresh set of downs with 5 minutes to go.
And here's what I like about this drive so far. They're not getting out of rhythm. They're taking this play clock down inside of 10 seconds, sometimes inside of 5, but it doesn't feel like they've lost the rhythm of this offense. They're starting to find ways to get yardage on the ground, which is key. You don't put the ball at risk. Get up to the line of scrimmage with about 10 seconds.
Clock running, 4:34 to go. 1st and 10 Michigan, pistol formation. JJ takes the snap, hands it off to Corum, hesitates, gets across the 50 and into Ohio State territory, down to the 48-yard line, a gain of 4.
Somewhat feels a little bit like that 96 game down in Columbus where you're trying to salt the clock away. You got a little bit of a lead. You want to find a way to possess the football. You don't want to put it at risk. You're not throwing the ball downfield. You're not stopping the clock on an incomplete pass. And it's up to this offensive line. If they want to win this game, they have control of that right now.
2nd down and 6. JJ in a shotgun. Blake Corum continues in the backfield. JJ claps his hands. He's going to throw. Rolling out to the right, looking downfield. Not a lot of options. Throws across his body, and is it caught? It is. And that is... Is that Carmelo English?
Oh, my
No, Cornelius Johnson.
Cornelius
Okay.
Johnson. You want to talk about having a heart attack.
Gain of 5. It'll set up a 3rd down and 1. JJ threw across his body, a dangerous throw, and Cornelius makes one heck of a catch going to the ground at the Ohio State 43-yard line.
My heart is in my ankle right now.
Yeah, that ball was intended for Colston Loveland, not the throw, but the play. They put him in motion, brought him out, but he ran into a defensive lineman.
3:05 to go, 3rd and 1. JJ, handoff, Blake Corum up the middle, first down to the Ohio State 40. And the clock becoming an issue for the Buckeyes. 2:56 to go, clock running.
Ohio State with all 3 timeouts remaining. I doubt that they start taking them until they get inside of 2 minutes. I want to try and save them for the offense if it's possible.
Clock running at 2:35. Wolverines don't have to snap this one until about 2:15. Michigan offense lining up, and again, they're going without Zach Zinner. Trente Jones in as his replacement. JJ turns, hands it off to Blake Corum, who bounces it outside. 40, 35. Blake Corum puts his head down, stays in bounds inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line with 2:10 to go. Move the chains again, and this Michigan offense flexing its muscle, 14 yards for Blake Corum.
Blake Corum didn't get a chance a couple of years ago to play at full strength. Didn't get to play hardly at all last year.
First, this will be a full timeout.
This is exactly what he came back for. He wants the ball in his hands with 2 minutes to go in this game. He wants the opportunity to end it.
Ohio State has used their first timeout with 2:07 left. The Wolverines could be one first down away from salting this one away. They lead at 27-24. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Let's return to Michigan Stadium for more of the Wolverines and the Buckeyes.
Out of the timeout, 2:07 to go. 1st and 10 Michigan from the Ohio State 25-yard line. Wolverines lead it by 3. Blake Corum inside handoff. Makes one man miss in the backfield, then gets down to about the Ohio State 23-yard line, and the Buckeyes will use their second timeout with 2:03 to go in the ball game. A gain of 2 for Blake Corum there.
Well, there's a lot of unfinished business. Blake Corum, I've mentioned this before, and I mean, there's nobody that wants the ball in their hands more than he does right now.
We'll take a timeout with him with 2:03 to go and Michigan up 3. This is Michigan football from Learfield. Everybody holding their breath here in Ann Arbor with 2:03 to go, and Michigan leading Ohio State 27-24. Michigan looking at a 2nd down and 8 from the Ohio State 23-yard line. And Ryan Day has just used his second timeout. Michigan, this drive, they took over with 8:05 to go. It's been 10 plays, 7 runs, 3 passes over 6 minutes and 2 seconds. And the Wolverines would love to never give the Buckeyes the football back here, but they just got to find a way to get 8 yards.
Yep. And they got plenty of time. There's plenty of options to do it.
Blake Corum in the backfield. JJ will take a shotgun snap. 2 receivers split wide right, Roman and CJ. JJ claps his hands. Handoff, Blake Corum into the pile, and Ohio State brings him down after a gain of maybe 1, and the Buckeyes will use their final timeout. Nope, they're going to let it run.
They're going to let it run. They're going to see what Michigan does here. Michigan needs to make sure that they take as much time off the clock as possible before they snap this next one.
I think they'll let it tick down. Michigan's got all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, take it
we're
all
at
the
a
way down
minute
to 1
35
second.
and the clock is running. There's 18 seconds on the play clock. So this is going to get down to about a minute 18 to go, roughly. Minute 15 to go, and Michigan's not even huddling. They'll just wait to use the timeout on a 3rd down and 6. And John, this is the biggest call of the ball game for Sharon Moore.
It is.
Timeout, Michigan, they're first. It's a 30-second timeout.
Obviously, you're looking at a number of options. Do you keep it on the ground with Blake Corum? Do you risk a possible incompletion that stops the clock and saves the timeout for Ryan Day and the Buckeyes? But do you take a look at Colston Loveland, who's been a very good target, very sure-handed receiver, maybe out in the flat, allow him to try and get out there and make something happen?
John, this is a perfect time for a quarterback sweep.
A quarterback sweep. There's a minute 15 to go, and Michigan's looking at a 3rd and 6 from the Ohio State 21. And JJ, they haven't intentionally run him. Have they intentionally run him once today, or has it all been scramble situations?
It's all been scrambles. The only intentional run was with Alex Orji.
Here we go. 3 receivers split wide right. JJ in a shotgun. Blake Corum off his left hip on this 3rd and 6. Minute 15 to go. Michigan up 3. JJ takes the snap. They're going to hand it off to Corum. Corum fighting across the 20 and down to the 19-yard line. And that's going to be it. And Ryan Day will use the timeout with a minute 8 to go. So they put it behind the offensive line and Blake Corum. and gained 2 yards.
It's a 30-second timeout.
And Ohio State uses their final timeout with 1:08 left. John, James Turner said earlier this year he's not really had a pressure kick in his career. 3 years at Louisville and then transferred here to Michigan. I say that this qualifies as a pressure kick.
Well, it does, but it also doesn't. This should be very methodical for him. It's not a long kick. He doesn't have to sit there and think, do I have the leg to make this? And, I mean, they still have the lead. Even if, God forbid, he were to miss it, they still have the lead, and it's going to take Ohio State. The only pressure that he should be feeling
I
is...
think they're going for it, and I would go for it myself.
Michigan is sending the offense onto the field.
Yeah, field goal doesn't do much for him.
Yeah, not with this offense. They can get down the field and score a touchdown and win the game. You want your opportunity to win the ball game right here. They make this, game's over.
4th and 4, they got to get it across the 15-yard line. JJ in a shotgun. This is the ball game. Puts a man in motion, Roman Wilson. JJ claps his hands. Now he'll run to the line of scrimmage under center. He might be trying to get Ohio State to jump. Now they look to the sidelines with 6 on the play clock. And Michigan isn't even trying anymore, and Sharon Moore is going to use a timeout. So they tried to get the Buckeyes to jump. Ohio State didn't jump. So now what?
Charge timeout.
Well,
Michigan,
so
their second.
here's
30-second timeout.
the pros and cons. If you kick the field goal, you make it a 6-point game, then Ohio State is forced to get in the end zone instead of a field goal tying it up and sending it to overtime. If you convert the first down, game is over.
Well, they've got Tommy Doman out there and James Turner in the huddle, and it looks like the offense is going to give way to the field goal team.
Yeah.
I would love to see him go for it in this situation.
Well, it's hard to argue that because you could end the game right away, but because this offense is so explosive, you have a chance to possibly end this game in regulation instead of just allowing them to get into a field goal range.
Ready to go. The ball will be spotted at the Ohio State 27-yard line. A 37-yard attempt for James Turner. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And James Turner from 37 yards, his 3rd field goal of the second half, extends Michigan's lead to 30-24 with 1:05 to go, and Ohio State out of timeouts.
I'm looking on the sideline to see if Will Johnson's going to go out there. He has his wrap off, trying to see if they'll give him his helmet. He doesn't have his helmet.
Yeah, the question is, if he goes out there, is 80% of Will Johnson better than the 100% of whoever else is going to be up next, whether it's Keyshawn Harris, Josh Wallace, Mikey Sanders still. I mean, if you're going to be matched up on Marvin Harrison Jr., you don't want to be out there at 80%.
That Michigan drive covered 56 yards on 13 plays and took 7 minutes off the clock. The Buckeyes are going to get the football back here. Down by 6. 1:05 on the clock. Tommy Doman will kick off. He approaches it, and this one will be returnable for Xavier Johnson, who fields it at the 4, to the 10, to the 15, and the Wolverines wrap him up there shy of the 20-yard line. Downfield in kick coverage. See German Green, along with, who else was down there? Josh Beetham. And here come the fans.
Yep, this is where being at home has to be an advantage.
Ohio State has to cover 81 yards. And they got a minute to do so, and they're out of timeouts.
Yep. And unlike the rest of the game, first downs will stop the clock until they spot the ball.
And the Wolverines doing it, trying to do it without Will Johnson. Here goes Kyle McCord from a shotgun. Everybody know where Marvin Harrison Jr. is, please. From his own 19-yard line, back to pass is McCord. Looking, gonna fire it short to Stover, who drops it incomplete. Hit just as the ball got there. Mikey Sanristo was the man that dislodged it. And it'll be 2nd down for Ohio State with 55 seconds to go.
Well, I like safety help over the top of Marvin Harrison Jr. as he's slowly walking back to the line of scrimmage.
Fans making noise here at the big house. 55 seconds left, 2nd down and 10. Following the incompletion to Stover from the 19-yard line, McCord has the snap, back to pass. Wolverines bring a blitzer. He's going to fire it, and Marvin Harrison's got it out near the 40-yard line. And the Wolverines wrap him up with 48 seconds to go. Move the chains for the Buckeyes. They mark it at the 41.
Well, that's the risk you run every time. When you're keeping the ball in front of you, which Quentin Johnson is directed to do, whether it's him, Rod Moore, got to keep him in front of you. You're going to give up some.
Ohio State moving quickly, snaps the ball. McCord going to take a shot down the seam. He's got Marvin Harrison. He fumbles. The ball's on the ground, but the Buckeyes recover. Is it incomplete is the question. It was Fleming, and the Wolverines are arguing it was incomplete. And the officials have not signaled anything. They're giving Ohio State the ball. Michigan's got a timeout. I think they should use it here. And this one's going to get reviewed. And John, have you seen a replay?
No, I haven't. I was making sure that our defense was getting lined up like I had some effect on them.
Josh Wallace was the man who got his hand in there and knocked it away from Fleming.
Ruling on the field was a completed pass followed by a fumble and a recovery. The play's under further review.
Okay, this is going to be a highly scrutinized review.
Yes.
If it's good, Ohio State has it at the Michigan 39-yard line with 34 seconds left.
It was like a step and a half from real time. Let's see what it looks like in slow motion.
You think it's a catch, Jason?
It's hard to overturn. I don't think it was a catch, but in this situation, I don't know if you can overturn it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I don't think he took a step and a half.
No?
I don't know that he kind of bobbled that ball to begin with. Does he have possession of it?
Ron Snodgrass under the hood down at about the 11-yard line.
This one is so close, I'm not sure they're going to be able to overturn it.
If it's good, it's good for a gain of 21 yards. If it's incomplete, it'll back Ohio State back up to their own 41. And the longer this takes...
Yeah, well, hopefully you're right this time.
Usually I think that means we're looking at an overturn. And Ron Snodgrass still looking at it. Michigan's defense mulling around the 40-yard line. .34 seconds left in the game. Michigan leading 30-24. Ohio State with the football and driving, but this is a huge review.
They're either taking a look as to whether or not
they're starting to write stuff down. This is typical of an overturn.
Yeah, or they're just trying to make sure that they got the spot right on the fumble and then recovery. I don't know that he had it long enough because it looked like when he caught it, there was a little bit of a bobble.
Here we go.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Okay.
Must have had the direct phone line to the Big Ten. They called in and make sure that one was complete.
Ball at the 37-yard line. Michigan's defense needs to make a play. 34 seconds left. Wolverines defense without Will Johnson. They've got Jaden McBurrows lined up on the slot across from Marvin Harrison. Some safety help over the top there. From the 37-yard line, McCord in a shotgun. Back to pass. Looking, here comes the rush. He's hit as he throws, and it is intercepted! The Wolverines pick it off! It's the Ohio native, Rod Moore! And the Wolverines, if this counts, and I'm afraid it's going to get reviewed, but if it counts, Rod Moore has ended the ball game. There's flags all over the field.
Well, the flags are for celebration and for Jalen Harrell taking his helmet off.
Give me those buffs, baby.
Wolverines are celebrating down below. Here's the call. There's 20.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Michigan player 32 removing his helmet. 15-yard penalty. First down, Michigan. The ruling on the field is an interception.
John, this is scary because if this isn't an interception, the 15 yards will count. There's 25 seconds left in the game. Is there any chance, as he went to the ground, is there any chance that he didn't secure this football?
Whenever a defensive back gets up that fast, they caught it.
Ron Snodgrass is going to go review it. And John, the last replay felt big. This one feels 10 times as big.
It does.
I'm going to look at the replay here from Fox. It was, I believe, Mason Graham who applied the pressure. No, it was Jalen Harrell who hit McCord, and I think he got it clean from that.
I think he did as well.
Replay. Here's a closer shot from behind. Any chance this ball hit the ground? Not that you can tell there. If the call stands, the game is over. If the call doesn't stand, Ohio State's going to get 15 yards down to the Michigan 22-yard line, I believe it'll be.
And a fresh set of downs.
And a fresh set of downs with 25 seconds left. They're going to get shots at the end zone.
There is no review that we are seeing that shows that that ball did anything but get intercepted.
On Snodgrass again. I don't like when these take a long time.
Well, I think I made my sentiments pretty clear.
Wolverine offense is on the field, and they're getting the fans into it. None of the replays we saw were definitive that it wasn't an interception.
After review, the ruling of an interception is confirmed.
There it is.
There it is. That's the game.
And that is going to do it. Michigan will beat Ohio State here at the Big House 30-24. They just have to snap it once. And I want a good friend to call the last play of the game. We welcome in Jim Brandstatter. Jimmy, put this one away for us.
Wolverine Nation, ladies and gentlemen, Ohio State is vanquished. The Wolverines will win this one and go to Indianapolis for the Big Ten Championship against the Iowa Hawkeyes. I did it in 21, and Doug and John, it sounds just as good in 2023. J.J. McCarthy will go to a knee. 25 seconds left.
Tony,
he takes a knee, and that will do it. Doug, it's all yours, buddy. Take him home.
Thanks, Jim.
Great to see you, Jim Brandstatter. And down on the field, Jason Avant.
I got Chris Jenkins Sr. How does it feel to beat Ohio State?
It feels amazing. With the brothers we got, all the work we put in, it feels amazing. And there ain't no more excuses, and can't nobody say otherwise, because we did that shit.
Back to you guys upstairs. I've got to let these guys celebrate. This is amazing. Pandemonium down on the sideline. Everyone's rushing the field now, all the fans. This is what it feels like to beat Ohio State, and this is why you come to Michigan.
For the third year in a row, Michigan has defeated the Buckeyes for all-time win number 1,001, and Michigan improves to 12-0 as the students swarm the field. Jason, if you find anybody, just let us know. As the celebration down below goes on, Ohio State, much respect for that football team. They put up a heck of a fight. But the pass rush from Jalen Harrell hits Kyle McCord as he releases it. And the senior safety from Clayton, Ohio, Rod Moore, comes up with a game-sealing interception. Jason, let's go down to you.
I have Rod Moore. Rod, game-winning interception. Tell me what you're feeling right now.
Man, it feels great. You know, I'm from Ohio, so, man, I sealed the game on their ass. Excuse my language, man, but you already know how I feel, boy.
You still got the buffs on. What are you doing right now in this moment, being a guy from Ohio, this big game, everything on the line, you making that play and the defense coming up with Will Johnson hurt? What was your mindset?
Man, it was just make the play. The play before, the play we came out, I told myself, make the play, in the game right here. And I seen that, seen it develop, ball came my way, I said, game, call game.
Congratulations, go and celebrate with your teammates. Rod Moore.
Rod Moore with the biggest play of the game, the interception at the end. It's time to spotlight our best in the game, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. And we're going to hand it out to Jalen Harrell for the quarterback hit on Kyle McCord's pass down the middle of the field, intercepted by Rod Moore to seal the deal here in Ann Arbor and give Michigan a 30-24 victory over the Ohio State Buckeyes. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to be Wolverines. Michigan is 12-0, and the Wolverines are off to Indianapolis next Saturday to take on the Hawkeyes of Iowa, the champion of the Big Ten West. The celebration is going on down below. We have a lot to do here in the post-game show, including a trip up into the Michigan locker room for a conversation with Wolverines acting head coach Sharon Moore. Jason Yvonne will make his way up there and talk to players as well. It's a scene reminiscent of 2 years ago, as the field shortly will be covered by nothing but Michigan players, Michigan coaches, Michigan support staff, and they'll be wildly outnumbered by Michigan fans who continue to pour over the wall and make their way down onto the surface here at the Big House. Again, the final from Ann Arbor, Michigan 30, Ohio State 24. You're listening to Michigan Football from Learfield.